This is Dating with Reptar, and I am Reptar.
Jose in the building.
This your boy Biz Grimy from the 90s in the building.
If you don't follow me already on Instagram, I am our Reptar underscore Love Jones 2, R3PTAR underscore LOVEJONEZ 2. And if you don't follow me already on YouTube, and that which is at Dating with Reptar, and we are on Facebook at Dating with Reptar.
First things first, it's a two-part question. So first and foremost, I don't think we addressed this at any point throughout the chat, but would everyone agree that there are three stages of dating? There's talking, the talking stage, kind of like the crossroads where you're getting to that point, and then there's exclusive. Do y'all feel like those are like their typical three stages to dating? Part two of that question is, based on how I laid it out, at what stage do you start to discuss finances?
That sound like
only at exclusive.
I don't know.
That's an exclusive stage because I'm not
definitely
exclusive with nobody.
Yeah, like
only exclusive.
Only at exclusive. The fuck we talking about my bag for? Unless you my bitch,
right?
You don't need to know about that. That is not your place.
We
unless I
today,
trust
right?
you.
That's the only thing you need
unless
to know.
I trust you.
We ate today, right? I swiped my card and it went through, right? That's all you
Yo,
need to be
listen,
worried about.
If I decide to give you the information on how much
that was a
how
piece
much
of
I
transaction of dick and money. Okay.
yeah, like if I decide to disclose the information on that, I really trust you. Regardless of our situation, I really trust you to disclose the level of how much I make. So
you don't need you need to know. Straight like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's none of your fucking business.
The information should be disclosed when you are able to trust a human being you're with. I can't personally attest to how many stages there truly are, but those seem like a pretty good baseline. But regardless of whatever stages there are, there should be no discussion about my money in my bag unless if I know I could talk to you. There needs to be a level of understanding between the two parties.
What if you date a shorty that like gifts?
That likes gifts? Well, that's unfortunate. If she doesn't like the gifts I give her, then
Can it be in its sausages?
Hey, yo.
Like
yeah, nigga, talk about it. Fuck you talking about? Yeah.
If she's not,
nigga, and I don't even bang. What you talking about?
No, if she's not in my same tax bracket, then we're not talking. That's the end of the conversation.
Giggity.
Y'all not in the same tax bracket. Y'all not talking.
Giggity gang.
So it sounds like y'all gonna be talking about money, huh? Okay.
Oh, we need to talk. We need to talk about money, and I'm not talking about whether or not I make more money than you, or you make more money than me. I'm making sure we make about the same money, and I don't care who's down or who's up. It needs to be confirmed.
But you date a girl that make way more than you?
That would be a little tough for me to do, considering.
Yeah, I can hear all the pride.
I said, yo, look, I could do it as long as she don't try to treat me like shit and like I'm little compared to her.
I can hear the pride in your voice.
I make more money than my man.
But do you treat him like shit? Is the question.
But we're comfortable. I mean, we move to be better than that.
But my point of that question is like, it's easy to talk tax bracket until you talking to a bitch who better than you.
Right.
Then
and
it's like,
I don't treat him like
that tax bracket shit. I'm still a man. Like,
I don't treat him like that.
What we talking about here? We talking money. We talking. What we talking about?
Respect is respect, regardless of what you look at it. No matter what you make, respect is respect.
But you just said that you could not date a girl who made more than you.
And I'm not.
You're still pulling something back to man over woman that's bigger than tax bracket.
No, I'm not relating it in a way that is saying that, oh, she make more money than me. Damn, my masculinity. I'm saying it in terms of.
So why would it be a problem?
I'm saying it's not about masculinity. It's more so about being able to provide, and that's in a general neutral sense. In that it would feel bad whether you're a man or a woman, whether or not you could provide for the person you're with.
But outside of that, I'll say this, speaking from my perspective, I've always chased my bag and made my money, because whether a man is here or not, I need to be able to live comfortably. I don't want my lifestyle and the things that I like, whether it's me buying jewelry or new technology or fashion, sneakers, purses, whatever it is, get my hair done, my nails done, whatever it is. I don't want to be my lifestyle to be contingent on if you can make that happen for me. I need to be able to afford those things on my own. And so that way, if you decide to walk, all of this shit stays here because I got it. Not because you gifted it to me, not because you gave it to me or bought it for me or whatever it is. I need to be able to afford my lifestyle, whether you are here or not. So that's why I work as hard as I do, but I don't belittle my man. That's my safety net for just myself. It has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with the way that I was raised.
Well, I think what he's saying is that if he make 100 and she make 4, and she living a lifestyle of a 400,000 there, $500,000 and he living a lifestyle of 100,000 there, how the fuck am I going to keep this rich bitch happy? That's what he's saying, and I get that.
But you can't assume that because she has that kind of money that she's thinking that highly. I mean, she's thinking for herself and doing what she feels is right, but don't mean that she's got to be an uppity woman.
Yeah, but there's a significant
hypergamy is real. Let's keep it honest.
Difference between life at 100,000 and life at 400,000. Like there's a difference. If that's where the concern is, I can understand that, and that's something that you have to work out with her. But if it's not some pride thing, like you didn't take it, you didn't say that. You didn't say as long as if she happy, where I'm at. You didn't say that. You said no.
It was an absolute no.
Hell to the now.
That's fair.
I think it's also
be able to be a provider. I get that for sure. Every man wants to be able to provide.
I totally get that.
But at the same time, it's also, you got to look at it like, okay, like case example, Allen Iverson. I was watching some documentary on YouTube the other day, and his ex-wife, when they were married, she wanted to go to college, and he told her no. For what? When you could just stay at home and raise the kids. And then when they get divorced, you get mad because they come after what? The bag. She's in her 30s or 40s. She's too old, quote unquote, by society standards, to go to college and develop all of these things, that she's missed out on more than half of her life at some certain point. And then when she come after the money, you want to call her a spiteful or petty or whatever the case may be. You should always want your woman to have her own shit going on, period.
Look.
That is a perfect opinion to have, and personally I agree in the sense that you should have your own. Everybody should really have their own, but what I'm saying is that it doesn't always work that way. And let's say she is making 300k over me. Differences in terms of our income. She's making 300k over me. Yes, that's true. She does make more money than me. If she were to be in a relationship with me like that, again, that would feel wrong, but not because it's in a perspective of one, whatever gender role standard you're talking about, or two, in the sense that I can be able to provide because I want to make sure she's able to have things. It's more so in the case of emergency, in case of if anything were to happen to us in which either I or her or she do not make it out in terms of our income, or if we fall short, the other person can't provide. Being in a relationship with somebody, no matter how much money you make, being in a relationship with somebody knowing full well that if push comes to shove and she loses it all, you can't help her bounce back. That's a relationship I can't be a part of. And in the same vein, I don't feel as though I can be comfortable with somebody that can't help me if I'm ever down. It has to be a relationship, at least in my opinion, where both parties are able to support each other in ways that will keep them financially stable for the rest of their lives. And again, you always want to have your own. So yeah, I'm comfortable with somebody making the money, or at the very least, if we're comparable, that's okay. If you make more than me, that's all right. I'm making pennies and you're making hundreds, and one day you flop, your entire business falls and stocks drop. I'm sitting there still with pennies. It's going to break me knowing that I can't help you build back up.
But you should never be stagnant in making the pennies. You should always be working to be better. So even if you met somebody right now that was made $400,000 a year and you made $100,000, you're not gonna stay complacent in that. You're gonna move to make more money than that. So you can't even just like me, for example, my boyfriend, somebody brought up always what can you do to make her happy, what can you buy, you can't do anything because she can do it all for herself. I'll come in here tomorrow with the new Jordans and my boyfriend would just be like, how I wasn't gonna buy those for you? But I always bought my own things, so he knows what makes me happy is him making me things. So last year for Mother's Day, he made me a Mother's Day card. He didn't go buy me one, he made it for me, and it was pictures of him and our son. But that's just it felt good to me because he didn't buy that for me. It was sentimental in that sense. So I mean, you're saying it in aspects of, I hope you wouldn't want to stay at making $100,000 or making pennies. I would think that you would want to grow and be able to show her that you can match her at some point.
You know what this sounds like, though? What this sounds like is that, like, you can't be a male teacher because, teachers don't make that much money. Teachers ain't never gonna be the ballinest nigga. They never gonna be that person. That's not what their career will ever allow them to be. But they are probably some of the best people in the world. Like, and this is why men get concerned when we hear women scream money, money, money. Is like, you miss the man, right? Like
the passion in the person.
Yeah, you miss the man that it takes to make the money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the shit that is hard to accept and is really hard to hear. Do I understand it? Sure. But if the dynamic was different, I'd understand that too. If my wife made 400 and I made 100, well, if I made 100, that'd be going backwards. So let's say,
toot your own horn. He said that's going back.
Talk about it, King. Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
That's not. That wasn't. No, that was not.
No. Nigga, no shade, nigga. Nigga, that's all praise, bro. Don't take that the wrong way. That's praise, nigga.
The point.
That's hustling backwards for him.
Batman.
Yeah.
No. It's like Batman.
So it would have to be significant. So she'd have to be making like $1 million, right?
Wow.
Like, she'd have to be making like $1 million. And this is how I would see it. If I were a teacher, it would be difficult to swallow that. But I would also have to trust that my partner doesn't need to be fed financially, right? Like a lot of the times, those corporate execs, men or women, they just need a kind voice at the end of the night. They need peace when they make it back home. Like that's more valuable to that kind of person than your actual money. And it's backwards, right? And it's a little bit like, this is non-traditional to say that, to definitely non-traditional. Can that love be real? Yeah. Can there be a dynamic that works between them two people? Yeah. Mackenzie Bezos is going to be richer than every nigga she dates. You think she's not going to go on no dates?
Vanessa Bryant, her husband was Kobe Bryant.
She's going to be richer than every nigga she dates. She's going to be richer.
And they going to be looking at like, damn, your husband was Kobe Bryant. They always going to feel like they falling short.
You know what I'm saying? So there is a piece of your argument that I certainly understand, but that wouldn't be your role. And I don't think she would be looking to you for that type of support.
Right. Because when she walks into that relationship, she know exactly who it is that she's getting involved with.
That's right.
I see the aspect of it, and I don't disagree at all in that sense, in that there are just some cases in which that will be the case, and you two will be together under the circumstances that you just are there for true love and passion, and you're just there for you're there to be in each other's company and presence and understand that affection is what you're there for. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Although the only problem I have with entering relationship in which the tax brackets are phenomenally disincentivized, as I said before, in a scenario in which that person who you're with no longer has what they have. I don't particularly see a situation in which Miss Bezos will ever lose all of her money. That seems like a fallacy, but the chance is not zero.
But going into it assuming the worst is not the right way to see that. And when you get married, it does say for better or worse. And if you do lose everything, then nigga, you lose everything. You still with her. Get her. Y'all will be back. That's the point of it, right? It's not about having it all figured out. It's not about mapping out every move or if every planned. You can't. It's planned failure, right? Like it's hard to play that game with yourself, and it's not fair to yourself to be adding worst case scenarios. And if worst case scenario comes, then fuck it, it comes, right? If I really love this person, right, it won't matter, right? And you'll be there regardless. And the same skill sets that got her that million, with your support, will get it again. And that's how you would have to see that kind of relationship and the dynamic between y'all. Your role in that relationship is different, and that different is okay. But you'd have to be okay. You'd have to be comfortable with that different. And there's a documentary about it's a corporate exec, big music industry nigga, right? Had a wife, she signed on. It's crazy. We don't put that same obligation on women though, right? We taking that obligation on to ourselves, but we don't expect that from them, right? If I have a $1 million company, I don't expect my wife to be a millionaire because it's not that common to just be out here with millionaires. So I don't say oh, let me make sure I marry somebody who could support my $1 million company in the event that it fails. We don't look. So that's again, I want you to think about where all of that responsibility is coming from, because we're not putting it on them to have the same obligation to us, but we're taking that obligation on to ourselves for them, which is fair. And I take on the same obligation. If there were an instance where we're different, and that were not my obligation, and my role and my support and my protect and provide is different, I'd be okay. I'd have to be okay with that. I'd have to be comfortable with that. Everybody might not be. I might not be, but that's what it would have to be in order for that relationship to work.
What do you look for the person to do differently now that you have agreed to make things official versus dating?
Be there.
This is besides exclusivity, correct?
Yeah.
This is when it becomes. I guess it becomes a exclusive relationship at that point, I guess,
right? Relationship versus dating. What are you looking for them to do differently in that sense?
So it's got to be amplified.
So if
I'm understanding it correctly, whatever happened before is now amplified because now it's just me and you.
So how is it when it's being asked when y'all dating versus like that? Because when you get to that stage is when it gets amplified. So then does that mean when y'all dating, do you feel like it should be a little bit different as you're beginning that dating stage?
So I guess for me per se, it's like I have a baseline of care, trust, and whatever you want to call it, from whenever I meet the person and I catch the vibe, right? That's what we're saying now as adults and kids these days, right? So once I catch that little vibe, I have a baseline care, love, and respect for you. When it becomes like, okay, I'm really liking this person, and it ends up being to the point where that we start dating, right? That stuff gets amplified to now this is the person I'm putting the full armor of God into you, right? So it's amplified. Now it builds over time, yes, but once it becomes that thing, it's like now the buildup is now pushed forward. Now it's for the future. Now it's for what's happening next. What is going to move forward? How are we moving from this? Because we already went to the I'm learning you now. I have you. Now it's more amped. What is this going to look like for the future? I don't know how else everybody processes it, but me as a very emotional being, and yes, I'm a Cancer, but I hate to use that as like the be all and end all. But I'm saying in terms of like if I'm getting to know you first, and then we make the same decision at the same time, that means that baseline has to now be amplified to something that you almost can't let go, if you want to put it in lack of a better term. Something that you can manifest for the future, something you can manifest for something that you see growing old. Like it just builds up, it continues to build. But at this point, it's like, now what are we doing? What's next? Like the excitement is now here. All that buildup has now made you excited, and the anxieties are now like, hey, how does this going to look for the future? Because now we have each other. It's a build up to amplification.
As the man at 24 who has a 10-year plan with the person he's trying to be with that he met within the first minute. But let me just say, I personally feel as though once you get to the point of becoming truly serious with the person you're with, I may not exactly see the amplification angle as I may see a alteration, in that there are certain things that need be done that you may not have done beforehand, or things that you need to start looking into. Also, be in an addition, amplifying the things that you initially started with, which I don't really have a problem with that idea, because I think that's also a great idea. And that if you two, or however many you have, did things that worked for you, and once you get to a point where you're finally having this person, you get to join them and further amplify the things that you used to do. I do think, though, that there needs to be some things that you need to start thinking about beyond what you've already done. Unless if that's was included in what you were talking about, I feel as though you're going to want to start making moves towards the end game, which is
exactly amplified. It's amplified. That's the best way I could explain it in terms of using that word, because everything is like turned up to the max. Basically, you just basically explain what I mean by amped.
So you mean that in terms of commitment to the relationship is
like the whole shebang, bang boom, like the whole thing.
So
well, I don't disagree.
I can say for me, very simply put, there becomes expectations. If we become committed, there's expectations versus me just trusting you to be whoever the fuck you gonna be while we're just dating. There become expectations of you upholding certain parts of our relationship. If you don't uphold those parts of the relationship, then like that's whatever like if it's specifically it being exclusivity or exclusivity to my financial gain, or my finances, and what in particular I may do for you, be it if I want to make you a wife or make you somebody who gets a house, a car, kids, so on and so forth, whatever the fuck terms we may have set. When it comes down to that expectation, that's an entire, like, that's when it becomes a committed relationship, versus if we just doing whatever. That's me.
Coming for the ride is what he's saying.
It's a really good question, though.
Can a person have like the opposite sex best friend, and can it just be like regular before? Does it have to get sexual? Does it not have to get sexual? Like, what's up with that?
I could do that.
Yes.
A comedian once said, you can be platonic with you can have a best friend that's the opposite sex, but that you don't have sex with at all, that just means that she's ugly as fuck.
Wow.
Oh.
My best friend's a dude, and we've been like besties for 15 years, and we've known each other half our lives, and we never had sex, never dated.
Stop talking.
But Cherry's not ugly though. But when it comes down to it, how long have y'all known each other since y'all were little?
Since we were 15 years old.
I mean, when it comes down to it, it might be a thing where you might genuinely be the homie. So it's not 100%. And he may not find you attractive in that sense. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are ugly. It just may be that he does not find you sexually attractive because he knows you.
Yep. And that's how I feel about it. But to answer the question, I do think that y'all can be friends with the opposite gender if y'all are honest and genuine in that friendship. I don't think it works when you're all like, I don't think it personally, because I know there's always like that one exception to the rule, but I don't think it works if you dated somebody and then you never fully got over the feelings. You just kind of moved on, dated other people, whatever, and then you were like, oh yeah, we're really, really good friends, or like, that's where I'm just like, it's a tricky gray area. But if you're like genuine in the being friendships, and you're not one of those just like can't control your libido, and you're just like, I just secretly want to fuck my best friend, that's when it just doesn't work. But if you're interested in having like a genuine friendship with somebody, I think it can work. I just don't think a lot of people have the discipline to do that.
No. It's not that niggas don't have discipline. It's who you know, who you have as that friend spot must have the discipline. And it's up to them to have the discipline. It's not up to you per se, unless you decide you want to offer that bridge of, yo, you want some box?
Well, no, it goes for both sides. Like, I'm not gonna just put it on the, it goes for both people, like both sides. I'm not just gonna put it on like one gender. But if you're like genuinely just trying to have like a genuine platonic friendship with someone, I don't see an issue. I know that some guys think it's a red flag that I have like a guy best friend, and I'm
But
just
those
like,
are niggas. Oh, no. I ain't go front. There's a lot of niggas who feel like that because when it come down to it, we've been the best friend that's been trying to pipe and possibly gotten.
But that shouldn't reflect on. Yeah, and it sucks because that puts like a whole reputation on someone on a situation that doesn't apply. But I'm just like, I've had to tell so many guys like, yo, it's not a big deal. And it's been vice versa because I'm his bestie too. So a lot of his girls have been jealous. They're like, who's Cherry? And I'm just like, well, I'm his bestie in New York. Don't worry about me. Worry about all the other bitches he's fucking. But like, it's just kind of like,
good Lord.
No, that's been a conversation.
He just aired out his dirty laundry on air.
Not only is she the friend, she know the other bitches he's fucking. I love it
because he's my best friend.
Tell me more.
He's my best friend. We're actually friends. We talk all of the time. It only works if it's like a genuine friendship. It doesn't work if it's all like, I secretly think my friend's hot and I really want to fuck her. Like, we've been friends literally like our whole lives.
My best friend is my ex, right? There's somebody who I know from. Yeah, I did bring it up, but she just recently let it be known that, yo, listen, she's down for the whatever. Like, her words. I know what you about. Okay, cool.
I can't date a guy who's that close with his ex-girlfriend now turned friend.
Now. Understand the differences when it comes down to it, though. Me being a nigga that I am, I'm not trying to fuck knowing that she's willingly fucking multiple niggas that is not trying or not bout shit. And out of the fact that she also is not aware of that she needs fucking therapy. Keep it a band with you. That's what it is. And
that's your best friend?
This is my best friend. She needs therapy. I've told her that she needs therapy, and she decides openly that she doesn't need it.
But then you need to leave her where she is, and you just do you, because there's nothing else you can say. There's nothing else you can do. There's nothing else you can say to that. And her wanting to say that she's with the stuff and all that other stuff, yeah, you gotta leave that alone.
I'm already on that kind of time. I know who the fuck I am. Let me just put it like that. I know who I am, what I'm about. So when it comes down to that level, I'm not worried about that shit. She got a lot of healing to do before I'd even give her my energy again, type shit. Her being the opposite gender, her being my ex, but me not wanting anything sexually to do with her in any way, shape, or form. The only thing I want is for her to be better, like mentally, physically, like emotionally, shit like that. Literally, I don't want nothing sexually to do with her. I just want her to become a better person because I know her. I know who she is and what she's been through. Not just like somebody who is, all right, that's an ex, and yet no, like I know, like I don't want to put her business out there, but she's lost people consecutively that's extremely close to her. I've already left her alone, basically, but it's a thing of like, I'm the last person that she has, kind of thing. So when it comes like from everybody, I'm the last person that she has from that can actually like talk to her, be real with her, keep it 100 with her, 100%. That's the only reason why I am still around.
Is it only to benefit her, or
no? I guess, and because when it comes down to it, I don't gain anything from it except for feeling that, okay, well, knowing that this person is in a better space mentally. I don't give a fuck about trying to have sex with her or nothing like that. This is not on that kind of timing. But it's legit a thing of, I just want this person to be in a better space so that way they can move on with their life because they're in a stagnant position due to them being in this mental position.
So in a sense where I say it's a flag is because you're staying. Does that make sense? So you're still feeding into what you know and what you think you probably can change, which may not be in this wording, but it's giving that subconscious vibe of you trying to change someone when they're not ready to change. That is a red flag. You are not responsible for someone else's change. Their breakthrough has nothing to do with you. And that sounds probably harsh as hell, but I'm taking it as how you're giving it into the space. Remember, it's a safe and brave space. I'm not here to judge you. You do what you want with your life, right? At the same time, it's like you're giving so much energy to someone that doesn't give a fuck. And it's not giving a fuck in a sense of intentional. You know what's going on. You know the situation. You know what's happening to your friend. But at the same time, it's like, do you still break down your back for this person because you want to help them, or you just gonna let them rock and let them figure it out until they're ready to say, you know what, I need help because now I see what you're talking about. And I'm saying that because I went through that shit. I got rid of 3 female friends for that shit. I had to release.
See, now on that same tip, I've actually I fell back. I haven't reached out. I haven't done anything, so on and so forth. That person decided to reach back out on some, yo, what's going on? And
you told her you told her exactly what you told us?
Yes. Well beforehand. Well beforehand. I keep it 100 with it. I don't sugarcoat shit. I'm the person that gives it 100% raw. And this time it was she felt disrespected. I'll take that.
You tried to give peaceful dick subconsciously, right? No. I'm saying as a mental state, you tried to give her peaceful dick, right? Mentally, and she's like, I want the physical, nigga. Where you at?
Nah. I kept it 100 and was like, yo, listen, you're wondering why these niggas is not keeping you around. It's because you're not taking yourself seriously. You moving like a hoe. And she felt disrespected. So because she felt disrespected, we haven't spoken. I told her, yo, listen, when you feel like
she's not ready for that.
Nah. I said, nah. The funny thing is she actually literally just hit me up a couple minutes ago. So that's why I'm like, yeah, that's fucking hilarious. But when it comes down to it, it's the thing of, I'm not into giving that spoonful of honey. I'm giving you vinegar. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I gave her straight vinegar because I tried to give her honey beforehand and the shit didn't work. So when I gave her vinegar, she ain't like it, but now she's okay. Well, now she's receptive and she's starting to take a heed to what the fuck I'm saying. Not to get into the religious shit, but if you say you don't have a relationship with God anymore, why the fuck are you trying to find some kind of relationship with a man? You should be looking to your spiritual qualities in order for you to heal that, in order for you to figure out what the fuck else you can get done.
And that's the number one thing they don't want to hear. And she's not the only one. It's a plethora of people out there that don't want to hear that.
No, and I get that. But when it comes down to it, like I said, I'm not a religious person. I am spiritual. But when it comes down to it, if I'm talking to somebody who's religious and I tell you this shit, why are you mad when this is who you're trying to become and all this other shit? This is what you need to do. Don't look for it in the next motherfucker. If you don't love yourself, how the fuck you gonna know what love is? You gonna take the smallest increment of love and not know what the fuck it really is because you don't love your fucking self. That's dumb. You gotta love yourself to know what the fuck love is.
That's fair. That's true peace, true say.
If anything, you gonna tolerate bare bullshit because you don't know what the fuck you feel for yourself. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. And the only reason why I can say this shit with such conviction is because I was that person who was looking for love in other people. You don't love yourself and you'll tolerate and take bullshit. You can't expect somebody to take you serious and you're not on the same frequency of the nigga that you want, and yet you over here worried about what the fuck they gonna do when you not on that same caliber.
It's a fair point. It does have to start from inside. But on that tip though, I realized that we were talking about this, and I would never want to detract from you if you're talking about something that truly reaches to your core in terms of an emotional connection. If you've definitely had a reason to bring it up, and I feel as though you should be validated in any sense for bringing it up, because I appreciate you saying that. It takes a lot to bring forward the points that people aren't willing to bring, and that vinegar, it doesn't come cheap. That is a very pricey item and, a rare commodity because most people are selling honey to catch the bees, but they get flies every time. So I respect the vinegar.
So I'm at work, right? And I got this shorty at work. We recently became best friends, right? She's mad cool. She works at the other program. So we share the cafeteria. I'm on one side with my kids and all that. She's on the other side with her kids. And she's mad cool. Like, you feel me? Like, there's no relationship animosity towards her, nothing like that. You feel me? And I bring this up to my boys, and I'm like, yo, I feel like grown men should have attractive females that they're only friends with, that they're not pursuing any sexual relationship with. The reason I say that is because that's gonna make it so much better. Because I know whenever you see a pretty girl in the room, or you see a bad bitch, or you see some shit, you get discouraged, and you be like, oh no, like she look good or whatever. But having a shorty like that on your side, like as a homie, like a wing woman or something like that, that shit makes the whole fucking playing field a whole lot different.
That's a fact. They're the best fucking wingmen out there. No band. No, yo, no fucking. I don't say no cap. No lotto. There's not a better fucking wingman out there than a bad chick that could walk over to a chick and be like, yo, my homeboy, pop, pop, and literally, yo, he 100% accurate.
You gotta be like on top of the game too. You feel me? She's not gonna walk across the room, yo, my homie feeling, and you looking like a fucking four on the other side of the room, like, or whatever. That I'm not gonna judge. Whatever. You may got it like that. You may be charismatic, and you probably got away with words, whatever the case may be. But yeah, like if you got a shorty on your side who you see as an equal, like, you feel me? She's one of the guys. Be like, yo, what's good? Like, big head, what's good? Like, whatever, like something you could really be comfortable with. Because that's how I am with this girl. You feel me? Like, I'm not shy around her. I'm not nervous around her. Every time I see her, I'll be like, who nigga life you plotting on taking over this week or some shit like that. Like, and I get on that page with her, you feel me? So lately she's been confiding in me, and she's telling me she started fucking with this new cat. And me and her already discussed it, all that shit. Like, this guy got mad because she had me as a best friend. You feel me? Like, this guy.
That male friend shit, I get chewed alive every time. So I get it.
Nah, and I feel like, you feel me? Like, I really felt like, yo, put homie on the phone so I can let him know that he's in good hands. Like, I am not out here.
That's even worse.
But
that's fucking worse.
As a nigga who made that phone call, G, I don't believe shit you say. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
What are you talking about? Spokesperson.
Like, as a nigga who's been on the side of making the phone call, like, oh yeah, this is my male best friend. I don't believe shit, cause I knew that nigga hit. I knew. Ain't no way. Listen. I know for a fact. Like, it's happened to me. So that's why I'm like, nah.
It's not good to use that and assume for another person, but
no, I get that.
I'm sorry.
I get that. I'm just saying. I won't. No I personally won't believe that you never hit
someone else's backyard.
You speaking from experience, but it's just like, you want to put forward in my experience. You want to make sure people are clear on the fact that I'm not telling you this as prophecy or fact. I'm giving 100%. On the end of things, if you want to be friends with a person of the opposite gender, personally, it just be like that. There really shouldn't be any problems with being with somebody that has different parts down underneath, as long as you two are cool with that. I mean, not every key has to open every door, so you may as well rock with the lock, right?
I'm gonna say, out of all of the levels that we talked about, which one do you prefer? Out of all the levels of the popsicles that we've been through, from red to purple, which one of these do you prefer?
Your boy trying to make it to level 5. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not trying to do level 2 or level 1 if somebody get downgraded. I'm just like, I'm trying to get to level 5, 100%. I'm trying to put a baby in somebody and be married and shit. Like, I'm trying to be on that type of time, and I mean not married. I mean, like, me and you, we married. We ain't married to the state. Me and you married, type shit.
It's gotta be all or nothing. Sorry, we gamble out here. I gotta go to the highest setting, bet it all on black 23 big tower. I'm going all the way. If
So does this include common law or no law or like under law?
I will say it doesn't necessarily have to be under the law strictly, you know. I go by guidelines of the human being rather than the piece of paper that states that we are of a union. It should be intrinsically felt that the two people that are together are of like minds and equal yokes. I don't agree that it needs to be put on a piece of paper. Your education does not belie the diploma you have in your hand, so neither should the love you feel for another person be signified by the piece of paper somebody had you sign. When I say all the way, I mean what he's talking about, somewhere around level 5. Maybe I might just be a 4.2 right now, but definitely somewhere around there.
So I'm saying for his marriage material. For his
I think
marriage.
it's
That's all I'm saying.
4.2.
You know,
For his marriage.
It's gotta be somewhere up there though. I have to have a connection with you so like-minded that I would consider you being the only one I would marry should I ever. I don't have to, but I look to you as the one and only option for the rest of my life. And that is the level of comfort that I aspire to reach in the partner I am with. It has to be, it has to be at a level of comfort where I can look at you and say there is no place I would rather be. No. But personally, yes. That's it right there.
Yo, that is. I 100% respect you, G. Because level that when I say that level 4 shit, that shit. If I talk marriage, I'm not talking about this short term shit that niggas is on today. I'm talking about legit through sickness and health, through death do us part type shit. I
Without the
mean,
paper?
yes. When it comes down to it, in particular, if I'm in a relation, if I get married to you, that means that I'm with you. I trust you. There's no like we have an understanding of what the fuck this is. We already had that understanding. My loyalty is to you type shit. Fuck respect, fuck love. Loyalty is what I cherish. I'm a motherfucker who takes loyalty very seriously. Loyalty and the way that 21, would you do something for me? The way that 21 mentioned that motherfucker in the sense of you would loyalty, meaning that you would not do shit to fuck me over, no matter what it is, no matter what way you feel about me in that particular way. If you love somebody, you can still stab them in their back. So in that regard, I want the loyalty that a wife would have. Nigga, I don't give a fuck what we go through, nigga. I'm here with you to the bitter end type shit. Not the love. I want the loyalty. Love comes with loyalty.
Go big or go home. It's that simple. Gotta go all the way. Just go big or go home.
Paper, no paper.
I feel like it doesn't matter really. At this point, it's like I feel like if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Just like if you want to have children, if you want to be married, if you want X, Y, and Z, I just feel like it's meant to be, if it's meant to be. Honestly, I mean that's just how I see it. I feel like we put so much pressure on what society tells us around what certain points in our lives should we have this accomplished, that accomplished, or whatever the case may be, and it's like, at the end of the day, we should not be pressured to have to face these milestones. Like, we shouldn't be told that we have to have our shit together by whatever age, because life did not come with instructions. Okay, we are the masters of our own destiny, right? So what tends to happen a lot is that you hear so many people say, "Oh, but you're too young to do this, or you're too old to do this." How about we do it on our own terms? How about we fucking do what we need to do for us? I want to be with someone that I want to grow old with.
Like when you all say go all the fucking way, some people said without the ring. I got that part. So you, Jose, is like
I don't mind about I wasn't specifying no ring or nothing like that. I was just saying not getting
when I
the
say
state
paper,
involved.
no paper, Andrew said, "I don't need the paper to determine my relationship with you." That means he doesn't have intentions to get the paper.
I'm gonna keep it a band with you. I treat relationships like marriage right off the top. Like if I decide to be in a relationship with you, I'm giving you the love, respect, and all of that shit from the jump.
Oh
like
God.
there's no waiting for that shit. I'm giving you that shit off the top. Just like you, if you give me condition, all right, let's branch off real
That's
quick.
not what
If
I'm
you
saying.
give me no, I'm just saying, if you give me conditional feminism, don't expect me to give you conditional relationship views and I'm not gonna give you the consistency that you want if you can't give me the consistency that I'm looking for.
I think that she's just making that point just to say, answer with a yes or no of like, are we making this legal or not? Does it have to
Otherwise, you're just playing house. Like we could sit here and play Barbie and Ken all the time. Like we're gonna be married, but we're not gonna legally be married. But we can be married.
That's what I thought this whole time. Am I tripping?
That's all I've been hearing this whole time. We can go all the way. We're gonna have our fake ass marriage, but
And
we're
I
not
say
gonna be legally
no
married.
paper. Okay, so I'm asking.
When we say married, hold on. I want to, Janet. Let me know if I don't want to speak for you. But when I say
you're
married,
specifying getting the state involved. Is that correct?
but like legally married, because we can be in the most
you're
serious
specifying getting
relationship.
the state involved. Marriage can still consist of getting your name changed without having to go down.
Yo, why you going to all these loopholes?
There are more people trying to hyphenate their names, so in that case, no.
All I'm asking is that you guys are saying you want to go the whole way. I get that. That is completely up to you guys. Does that include the actual death do us part by way of paperwork?
Marriage, wedding, legally standing in front of whatever
Not just
legal
the wedding, the actual factual marriage
paperwork.
We're talking about
the black people, bro.
State-wise, if that's what she asked for, she specified it to
no,
be
no.
statewise,
Is that what
so
you want to do?
I'm at the point where I just want somebody to be happy with. I don't give a fuck. Like I want the honesty of. I want the guarantee. That's what I want is the guarantee that I'm going to be able to grow old with you.
If she says that she wants to get married one day, would you go buy her a ring, propose, go file for a marriage certificate, and actually legally marry her under the state of law? Not just married in our head and hearts, but legally married.
If I trust her at that point, if I trust her, yes. Yes, I would.
Trust her. The trust has already been made.
Yeah, if you're in that serious relationship,
the trust starts as soon as you.
Then yes, if that's the case, if that's where we're at with it, then yes. And that would be specifically before I decided to put a child in her, intentionally, then yes. Yes, I would.
But is it for you and her, or is it just to make her happy?
When it comes down to it, I would be happy either way. But if that would guarantee that would make her happy, which would in turn make me happy, then cool. I'm with the shits. I'm a person. Listen. I'm.
It's just not in your default setting to just want to get married. It sounds like you would just want to do it to like appease her. You got to establish that early on.
No. Let's understand something. My whole life, I've only moved with the intention to marry. My parents have been married all my life, so therefore I've legit only moved with the intentions to marry. So, and I've only come across people who want to bullshit and have their fun. So when it comes down to it, for me in particular, it's a different situation. If that is the case, I'm just going according to nowadays. If I'm not trying to lose all of my shit because somebody just wants to get married for monetary gain versus me being married to me because of who the fuck I am, that's an entirely different situation.
The focus is the same. Still in the business, it's still heads down. But I do acknowledge that I got to start preparing for a long-term relationship. And so there's going to be some cleanup there, right? There's going to be some relationships I got to shut down and close those chapters out before I'm really able to go after some shit with a clean conscience. So I think right now my focus is the same. I'm still kind of, like I said, I'm not casually dating. I think the situationships that I've been in, I've shut them down or beginning to shut them down. And I think my probably next 2 to 4 year plan is to be married. And so, I think I just got to get on paper. We getting like we doing the whole thing, right? Because
Okay.
it's sick. Like the whole like marriage is not necessarily significant if it's not significant to you, right? Like if you don't see the value in it, then it's gonna seem like a weight, right? But if you see the value in commitment, good or bad, that level of commitment, like financially tied to a motherfucker, like there's value there, right? Not just like actual value from a tax perspective, from a investment perspective, from a stability perspective, but there's value there from just knowing that like we are here and we ain't going anywhere, you know, and like the value in that to me is much more valuable than the money. And so it's something that I want. It's something I've wanted for my whole life. You know, I just always have never felt like I was in a position to really go after it the way that I wanted to. Like the reason why I prioritize like making money right now, because I just don't want money problems to be a problem. You know, I saw somebody say, money doesn't solve all your problems, but it does solve all your money problems. I was like, yeah, I feel that. Like there are certainly other problems in life than money, but the money problems are the ones we tend to focus on a day-to-day basis. And those are the ones that I prefer us not have to deal with. So like my priority right now is making sure that I'm setting the floor for our family, for our relationship, you know, not just from a, you know, what kind of lifestyle do you want to live perspective, but also just making sure that the lessons that I want to teach, I've taught myself, right? Like the lessons that I want my children to know and understand are the ones that I have and understand, so that I'm not teaching them or just sending them into the world unprepared. You know, I got to be prepared as the man of the house to make sure that everybody is taken care of, you know, and that means arming them with the right lessons in life, you know. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. You know, that's what I want. Who knows, you know? And maybe next year I'll start going on dates again. I ain't been on a like a brand new date. When's the last brand new date you've been on?
It's been about 8 years.
Why?
I got used for so many first dates, like for free meals. I got tired of the shit. Like I just stopped spending money
But
on shit
bro,
like that, and
if
it
you
became
trying
a
to get
whole link up.
married, nigga, but married, bro, if you're trying to get married, you got a date, right?
That's a fact, and I ain't gonna lie. I need to get my black ass out. I've been working for the last like 3 years, really consecutively. I ain't do shit, so I need to get my black ass out. But
At the house, man. So
yeah,
that's actually, you know, a thing that I think about all the time. Like, yo, where am I supposed to meet my wife at? The
Trader
gym?
Joe's,
word.
Target.
I'm gonna meet that girl at the gym.
Oh yes.
If someone tries to talk
Shit
to me
that
when
I'm
I'm
on
at the
now.
gym, I'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck.
See,
Yeah,
it's hard to
see,
say that though. You can't even say
The
that now
local
because when it comes
pizzeria,
down to
my
it, it's
favorite
a.
wet spot.
Is it? Yeah, I'm afraid of looking like a creep now at the gym. I can't even say shit without looking like a fucking creep.
Yeah, they've
So
been going
like,
on about that actually. It's been kind of a thing about that, considering that like now it's being pointed out that there are actually people or like females that are at the gym looking for trouble, coming to record dudes that are just there to work out and then going,
they're
did
fucking
you
creepy.
record? Did you just look at me? Did you just look at my ass? And then they
Well,
fucking
y'all are finding people at the gym. I'm still on online dating.
I'm gonna keep it a band with you. My level of confidence is different now, but at the same time, I don't have a level of confidence with approaching at the gym because I'm like third world skinny, so it's a problem.
damn
Um,
third world skinny.
No, he's
yeah,
not third world skinny, nigga.
So we got
that's.
peaceful dick and third world skinny. We're on a roll here.
I'm just saying. Yo, hold on, wait. I gotta undo my
And the
background. Hold
whole
on.
phrase, Gianni, you can't find personality looking for pussy or whatever.
Bro, it's all about body
Yeah,
positivity. Let who wants you want you. Don't worry about it.
you right.
That part.
You right. You right.
Push forward. Like
You right.
I'm chubby. Fuck it. Somebody's gonna like it. I don't think you would
All
make
right, so
no.
we're not meeting him at the gym because that's creepy. We're not meeting him at the bar because then you a trick.
I don't drink. I'm not really
So
well.
where we
As I kill the
we not
bottle,
niggas
teleport.
not going
Where
to
do
the
you like?
library.
Where are your
Go to
hobbies?
Google.
You got to meet them wherever it is that you naturally like live your life,
I'm
or
gonna keep
else
it a band
mutual
with you.
friends, or you
My
can go on
life
90
is
Day
If
Fiance.
you don't follow me already on Instagram, I'm a Reptar underscore Love Jones 2, R3PTAR underscore LOVEJONEZ 2, and we're on YouTube. Search was Dating with Reptar, and we are on Facebook at Dating with Reptar. Deuces, fans. Deuces.
And we're gone.